What up, everybody? It's good to see you. Cheech Marin.
Smoke.
There's Cheech. All right.
I like art, you know.
Cheech Marin is not only...
Hold on, we got music behind it, of course. Of course. Oh, man, look, you got the big joint right there. I'm surprised they showed that scene with the big-ass joint, eh? Oh, Cheech.
has a permanent home in River...
Cheech Marin Center of Cultural... I missed it. What's up, Patriot? What's up, Rapido? What's up, Elijah? You're out of weed? That sucks. It's never fun to be out of weed. That's why you always got to have some that's like break in case of emergency. Get yourself, you know what really is good? There's a little bit of hash. Go buy yourself, when you go get your weed, go to a dispensary, get a little hash if they have some. Get a nice gram of hash. You'll be surprised on how long a gram will last you. And it's not going to go bad. Just leave it in the freezer. Should be fine. Shit, yeah. Just pick at it. And I assure you that hash will work. Shit works nice. It's a little more mellow, of course. But I like it. I like hash. Good stuff. Am I scanning tonight? Yep. We'll be live tonight. I'm going to put the audio up in a second. They put some... I'd love to hear what Cheech has to say, but they put fucking music behind it. See? You see? Oh. I'd rather hear Cheech and what he has to say about L.A. versus the fucking music. And Cheech is there. There's Cheech in the black. Well, all right, Holmes, spark it up.
Thank you so much. Now, we know it's been pretty challenging times here in the
What's
city
up, Terry?
of Angels
Good morning.
For the last few days. But
Happy
in moments
day.
like these, you know, I think
Cowboy.
I and many of us look to the past to remind
News
ourselves
choppers
that
are
the
following
immigrant
ice
community
trucks and
has been
protesters
here
following them.
before,
Oh, that's funny.
and they have always found a way to fight back with courage, creativity, and community.
Well, you knew it
today,
wouldn't
I have
stop.
the honor of standing here with a person who embodies that spirit.
In fact, they were saying it's
Chicano
gonna ramp
legend,
up.
Mr. Cheech Marin himself. Like many people, I first got to know Cheech as the one half of the iconic counterculture comedy duo.
Yeah, I don't
Cheech
see
and
it. I don't know what
Chong.
news you're watching.
Later,
I don't
Cheech
have the
starred in
chopper
a
up
number of
anyways.
films as a solo
don't see
artist,
it.
including his directorial debut in Born in the East LA.
So Cheech is a racist?
You
Why would
have
you say?
to
Why are you saying
watch
that?
that
I don't
movie.
get it.
It is a funny coming to age movie for anyone that grew up in city of
get
Los
it.
Angeles. And which is
remember hearing him
about a
say
Chicano
anything
man born
racist.
in East Los Angeles that is mistaken for an undocumented worker and
It's kind of like me. People don't like my
really
opinions,
sad
so they
that
accuse
what
me
meant
of
to
being
be
a racist.
satire
But
feels almost like a
yet, if I told you $1,000 for any clips that tell me any racial shit about any group, none of you could find one. So it's the same thing. When they don't like what you have to say, it's quick and easy. Bigot, racist, bigot. And that's how you shut them down. It's usually the people that have no accountability. None. Always blaming somebody else for their problems. That's some real shit for you right there. How many times have you heard me say that? Still waiting for the other guy. Last week that just happened. Still waiting on that post. Can't find it anywhere.
Cheech Marin Center for Chicano Art and Culture of the Riverside Museum in
So I understand
Riverside.
it.
The Cheech,
I get it.
The museum is
I
known
understand
as
the game. It's
as
a game.
the first North American museum facility.
I understand how to play that game.
Dedicated exclusively to Mexican American and Chicano art. And
He's
if you
not
haven't
here,
been there
man.
yet, I cannot recommend it enough. I've been there twice, and each time they rotate the exhibitions on the second floor. It is
Yeah, I
an
don't see what you're
incredible,
talking about on the
incredible
news.
place to visit. Last year, when my office hosted El Grito here at City Hall, the
That's a
Cheech
118
helped
yesterday?
curate
Fuck,
a
Terry.
selection of iconic
Fucking half of
pieces
you melted, I
that we
bet.
displayed right here
Only
at the
some of
Bridge
you there.
Gallery. And just 2 days ago, the Cheech celebrated its 3-year anniversary.
Cheech?
And it's now home to
The
over
Cheech.
700 works from Cheech's own personal collection.
The Cheech.
The impact of Cheech's work as an actor, a collector, and a champion for Chicano culture cannot be overstated. Cheech's work is more important today than ever
Yeah,
before.
Patriots, he didn't
at a
want to
time
play.
when
Patriot, he
Latino
didn't want to
and
play.
immigrant communities are under
And
under
I can
attack.
tell you, wasn't a good move on his part. Why? Because I don't know how long he signed for, which I don't think he signed for very long. And most people, what are you going to do, sign for 3-4 years? He still has more time after 3 or 4 years to play. And if the Giants don't sign him because he didn't end up playing well there, then a lot of people aren't going to look at him, as someone they want. Why? Because when you want him to move and play another position, he won't. He'll just leave, and then he'll play that other position some other team because he just doesn't like the front office. And that's obviously what happened in Boston. He obviously didn't like the front office because he wasn't willing to move positions and play. And that was the whole deal, and that's why they moved on, right? And for you to just say, okay, well, I'm willing to do it now, you know what I mean, is dumb on your part. It's dumb. Was ice at Dodger Stadium? I don't know. I mean, I've seen pictures of it. You got to remember, guys, the parking lots are owned by Frank McCourt. He's the old Dodger owner. When he sold the Dodgers to the current group, he sold them the stadium and the team. He didn't sell them the parking lots. So every day that you pay $50 to go watch your favorite team play, that's not going to the Dodgers. That's going to Frank McCourt because he's a smart dude. He borrowed $600 million to buy the Dodgers and then sold it for $2.2 billion a few years later. Paid the $600 back and made $1 billion. Not a dumb guy. But now that team is now worth $6.8 billion after buying it for $2.2 billion not very long ago. So I don't know how smart he is, but he's smart still. So again, he's the one renting the parking lots out. So again, if you see parking lots, because again, there's car dealerships like Nissan, let's just say. If Nissan's local, they'll put 150, 200 Sentras. They'll put 200 Sentras up there because he'll rent out the space. They can park it there. It's guarded 24 hours, so nobody's going to break into the cars and steal shit. And then they come and get the cars as they please because that's how big Dodger Stadium's parking lot is. Okay, it's much bigger than anything else. See, when you have disaster preparedness, it's up there. When you have the LA Marathon, a lot of it's up there. Starts at the stadium. So I'm saying that's how big the parking lot is. So he was smart in the sense by keeping that the way he did. So again, he may be renting it to the federal government. I do not know. And now it looks bad on the Dodgers, of course, because they have no say in it. They have none. So I don't know. I can't tell you with any honesty because I don't know. So I don't want to just talk on something I don't know about. But I know about that I told you, and that's all true. You can look it up yourself as far as McCourt and the parking lots.
And to have that here and now. He has been collecting Chicano art for 50 years.
50 years art?
And he has a collection, so we will not be forgotten. And there's a place to preserve these stories.
Hey, Common, what's up? Thank you so much for the tier 1 for 27 months.
Let's go.
Hey, Common.
So unaware of the history of the founding of this city and of this state, as well as other states that are here in the United States. Yes.
I mean, it's hot here.
American
it was 100
culture.
yesterday.
And I want to thank you.
In the car, 99, 100. So it was pretty darn warm. It's definitely cooling off now. This week is all in the 80s.
Good morning, Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez and Honorable Los Angeles City Council. My name is Drew Oberjerky, and I'm a resident of Council District 13, and I serve as the Executive Director of the Riverside Art Museum, where I've had the privilege to work with the City of Riverside and Cheech Marin to establish the Cheech Marin Center for Chicano Art and Culture. Like so many LA and SoCal residents, I'm crisscrossing the LA metro region daily, driving through neighborhoods that birthed the Chicano movement.
What's up, Richard?
The impact of Chicano culture is embedded throughout the Southern California region. I urge all of you to join me and the council member to crisscross on freeways to be part of the 310,000 people that have visited the Cheech and witnessed the power of Chicano art, including the work of Margaret's. This center is your center, Los Angeles. Cheech always says that art is an impetus of culture, and we are grateful.
Tommy Chong had cancer. I'm hoping that it's in remission now. I think it is. Tommy had cancer for a while. He was battling cancer. My cousin, who was an actress, passed away from breast cancer. Before she passed away, she had started a nonprofit organization for cancer victims and their families called We Spark. It's still around. You can look at it now. It's still alive. Tommy was one of the celebrities. Every year they find a celebrity who's got cancer and they honor them and bring their family in and all that. And Cheech and Chong came with their entire families, which was nice. Radon, Chong, everybody came. We got to hang out with them and have a dinner with them, and it was really nice. And hopefully Tommy's doing better now. I think he is. So let's hope. So yeah, that's how I got to meet him. Got some cool pics with him.
Without further ado, please give it up for our
honored guest Josh. Today, he was there.
The man himself.
They all had
Cheech
their own
Marin.
tables with their own families. Art is in the eye of the beholder. That's true.
Thank you all very much.
And the Mona Lisa is much smaller than you think it is.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor to receive this award.
It's like a 10-inch by 10-inch portrait.
Because I'm a native son of,
you thought it was a big ass
of Los Angeles, as are my parents, Elsa and Oscar. My mother, Elsa, has been the president of every PTA of every school I've ever gone to, starting with Trinity Street School, right down the street. I grew up right down the street from City Hall half of my early life. And my father, Oscar, who served for 30 years as
heating up. I'm gonna blaze one for Cheech right now.
LAPD, as well as several of my uncles, including my uncle Rudy de Leon, who was the first captain of Hollenbeck and the highest-ranking Chicano in the force, and they named the station after him right now. So you can go to Hollenbeck and see a plaque that says Rudy de Leon. And in true Chicano fashion, I wasn't in my 40s when I learned that he really wasn't my uncle. He's just kind of a Chicano uncle. So, but I knew him all my life as Uncle Rudy de Leon. So it's I've always been a proud member of the city. All my children, one of whom is here today, my daughter Jasmine in front, and all my children and my grandchildren are born here. So we are true members of the Los Angeles community and a proud member. So we are going through troubling times right now. I made Born in East LA 40 years ago, based upon a true story of a young man who was grabbed by the immigration forces and deported, although he was an American citizen. And so I was reading that in the newspaper.
That's the best one when they're in the. He's on the fucking radio
at the same time, and I started singing "Born in East LA," and that too became a movie.
Oh yeah, so it did. I got a Born in East LA drop for you.
Oh, Raiders! Right now, because if we don't, it will continue.
All right, everybody.
To go
Smoke.
I call on all the artists right now, especially those Chicano artists who are going through this with the rest of us. It is time to now let us hear from you through your art to weigh in on the.
I've smoked with Tommy before, never with Cheech, and I didn't smoke with him then. That was like, suit and tie.
We are part of the
nice
community,
day kind of thing.
Have always been the community. It's called Los Angeles.
All our families were around. We're not
in the state of California, next to the states of Arizona, Colorado, Texas. We are part of the community and a big part of the community, and that cannot be disrespected, and we will not let it be disrespected through our art. You don't gain respect by throwing bombs and bricks and Molotov cocktails. You gain respect by showing who you really are and how you uphold the community. And that's what I've tried to do all my life. My wife, Natasha, who's sitting here in the front row, is also an immigrant from St. Petersburg, Russia. And we live with just nothing but immigrants all around us. But it's a proud immigrant that came in and just got her doctorate from USC in piano performance, and we're very proud of her. Yes. So if anybody has any requests, just write them on the back of a $100 bill and send them up to her, and she'll take over. But thank you very much for for honoring me from the city that I was born in.
I
love this city. I will probably always be here. I've lived in other cities before, but always like a homing pigeon, come back to LA because it is truly the greatest city on earth. Thank you very much for this award.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Soto Martinez and Mr. Marin. If you'll hang out for a minute, we've got a lot of speakers on the queue who want to say some words to you. We'll begin with Councilmember Hutt of the 10th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez, for bringing an icon into City Hall today. I grew up in the years where every boy I knew wanted one of those giant...
Got it.
Right. And so if they knew I was talking to you in person right now, I'd be a big star too. I want to appreciate you for your contribution to arts, entertainment, and to the culture. I worked in the Riverside area when they were preparing for you to come, and it was a great excitement. I'm remiss that I haven't been there yet, but I can't wait to go and see all the works. Thank you so much for what you've done for our community and for our society. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Councilmember Lee.
Come and visit us soon.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Councilmember Soto Martinez. Cheech, I love your story about how Chicano art is important American art. So often I try to explain to the Korean American community the accomplishments that they're making are not just important to the Korean American community, they're important to the city, they're part of the history of the city, part of the history of the state, and part of the history of this country. And so I love that message, but allow me to be a fan for a moment and just say that, while I appreciate that you grew up a few streets from here, I know the other part of your life was spent in the 12th District, and I'm proud to represent that district today. I want you to know that when, growing up, I told you the story in back that, as a kid growing up in the 70s and 80s, you were the backdrop of my life. My roommate and I, who you wished happy birthday to, that it was always in our apartment, it was always playing in the background. We'd have one of your movies just playing in the background. So while whether we were just sitting there watching the movie, whether we were doing work around the house, it was just playing there so we could stop a second, laugh at a scene, just enjoy that. And I just want to say thank you.
Here's a great picture I have. Check out this one.
In your movie career and, to be a big part of my life, but also everything that you're doing now. And just want to say thank you. And as a proud Angelino, I am honored that you spent part of your life in the 12th District. Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Padilla.
So good morning, everyone. Councilmember Hugo Martinez, I really want to thank you very much for bringing the legendary Cheech Marin to City Hall today. This is actually exactly what I needed. I got a little teary as soon as I walked into the back and saw you.
I can only find the one with Chong.
For many reasons, and I'm not somebody who really cries a lot in this job, so it's impactful.
I can't find the Cheech one.
It's an honor. It's an honor to recognize someone whose impact goes beyond just the screen. Mr. Marin, you're a cultural icon, and I think you know that. Your contributions to art, media, and especially Chicano identity have shaped our stories as seen, heard, and valued. And since I've joined this council, I've tried to elevate that, right? Trying to take back Cinco de Mayo and emphasizing that it's an American-made Mexican holiday, right? I've tried to honor up-and-coming storytellers, book writers, and up-and-coming comedians, but nothing beats
can't find my Cheech one.
Calling June 20th Cheech Marin Day, the first day of summer in 2025. I'm so happy that we were going to be able to brag about this. Visibility is super important, and so is representation. And nothing that comes when we have pride and when we at least understand our own identities. So I want to thank you for the impact that you've made towards me in being able to embrace Chicanismo. I've been following your movies and everything that you've done, But most recently, I became re-immersed in my Chicano identity right before having to step into leadership on the city council, especially because of what led to my election on the city council. And I just want to say that reading your book was very inspirational. It shows that, you know, you didn't just have a handout. You worked hard, you educated yourself, you went from one step to another, and you kept trying, you made the right friends. You were able to get rid of the friends that no longer served you when the time was right. And I think that's equally admirable. And you know, I'm proud to say that now that I have your book autograph, I will cherish it forever. If any of you ever want to come and see one of his really cool murals, I have him on Van Nuys, and I believe the 5 freeway made by Levi Pons for the Van Nuys Pacoima Mural Mile that stretches from my district to Monica's. But also, you know, when I had my oldest nieces grow up, it was a book that I had of your collection that made it so much easier for me to explain to them and introduce them to Chicano history. So keep on making those books too, the little kid books, because those help.
Happy birthday, Ann.
And then, though, I'm going to complain because I tried to show them Born in East LA, and it's not streaming on any platform. So whoever owns the rights to Born in East LA, maybe you could give them a shakedown that we need it, because I wanted them to see it, but I couldn't find it. It's probably very expensive on eBay for VHS, but where am I going to get a VCR?
Oh, come on, yeah.
Right? How am I going to get that?
Thousands of pictures, like 11,000 pictures.
To either get it on DVD or finally make it streaming. Again, thank you for everything. If you haven't gone to the museum, you have to go. I went one day just randomly, ended up getting a flat tire, so I was there longer than I thought I was going to be. But some of those pieces that you see in books, once you're in front of them, it's a whole different story. At least twice, I had to just sit down from the impact of how powerful they were because of the content and the size and just being around all of it at the same time. Thank you for sharing your beautiful collection with us. May God bless you and give you more.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you so much, Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez, for bringing this living legend, this living icon for our communities. Cheech, my deepest gratitude for you and your life's work in bringing credibility and spotlighting the phenomenal work, whether it's in art, whether it's in movies, whether it's in every sector of the Chicano, of the Latino community. In this moment now, those are the spaces that we need most. Spaces where we can see ourselves, where we can see how history repeats itself, where we can see the incredible contributions of our people. You have dedicated your life to that, and for that, I will be forever grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And Councilmember Rodriguez to close.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Soto Martinez, on bringing this iconic legend for our community in. And I am choked up for having you here today. Thank you for the anthem that was part of my life, Mexican American. Because Mexican Americans, we love our ninos and our ninas and our no.
And you gotta be in Spanish.
And have a son-in-law named Jeff.
That's it, and a brother-in-law named Jeff. That was right.
That movie was really powerful at a time when our community was still in the struggle. And here we are today, fast forward, we're still in the struggle. It's been rough. It's been rough. Yesterday we had ice raids in the San Fernando Valley. And
stop it. Come on.
Born in East LA.
We weren't crying all week.
Was an important movie to capture and tell the stories that were so often ignored. When we couldn't yet capture on our iPhones what was happening to our community, you put it on the mainstream media to show everybody what our community endured. I too was born in East LA. It's part of my story. And as a Valley girl who grew up struggling for so many members of our community to be seen, I want to thank you for showing how you made our community be recognized through the power of storytelling, through the acquisition of Chicano art, for showing the financial strength of who we are, for making that investment. I think about you, I think about Castulo de la Rocha, who also has a remarkable collection of Chicano art. This moment for me is a call to every Latino to exemplify and show our economic strength in this moment. Because if we want to change the course of the direction of what we're living through once again.
Isn't it about Cheech?
It's
Thought
to
it was
show
about
it through
Cheech.
our economic strength.
I guess it isn't.
And our collective force to make the investments that will get them to change their behavior and get those people that have been silent in watching what is happening to us yet again to change course. So for that, I want to thank you for being that example, for showing up, making those investments in all of those incredible Chicano artists that you have been able to preserve that storytelling.
I mean you.
So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for our community, for showing up and being who you were, taking those moments. Because again, I was the square. I didn't know about it. I never knew about all those other parts of the movies.
You're still the square, and I haven't seen I haven't seen a tear roll down that cheek. Not anything. Nothing's coming down that cheek.
Part of the anthem of what we needed to be, and for that I want to say thank you so much. And it's an honor for me to be here and have you here, be recognized, especially in this moment. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Rodriguez and all of our colleagues. Mr. Soto Martinez.
Thank you so much, Council President. Before we wrap up, I want to present this certificate on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, declaring today, June 20th, 2025, as Cheech Marin Day in the City of Los Angeles. Congratulations, and thank you for everything.
No 420, 620.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Let's hear it one more time for our legend, Cheech Marin.
That's right. And as we let the legendary Mr. Marin retreat to the photo room, I'll turn the floor over to Councilmember Hutt of the 10th Council District for our next presentation.
Next presentation, please. Please. Yeah, I know. She's a great actress, that one, Monica Cow. Oh, they have the Olympic eagle in there. Holy smokes, the Olympics is already here. And that shit in 2028. What are we even talking about here? That early on the Olympics? I see Stacy and her husband. I see the guy that looks like Alex Stein that isn't. Other than that, I don't think we have any regulars. No Herman, no Spindler, no Audit LA, no Crazy Lady, Laser Lady. Nothing. No 3-inch shrimp. No Richard
Thank
Serrano.
you so much, Mr.
Nobody.
President. I got all fangirled out.
Oh, it's 84 Olympics.
I think we all did.
Yeah. Good morning, colleagues. As soon as they're quiet in the back.
All right, I hear Candido disrupting the meeting.
Oh, the great pander is back there. We got another one, I guess.
Next one, you'll be removed. Thank you so much, Councilmember Hutt.
Thank you.
You're out of here, kid.
I'd like to first start off with a little video of Play LA.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Joy, community, love, laughter. That is the power of sport playing movement, and that is the power of the Olympic spirit that still endures and lives on. The world needs a play day. Our city needs
a little too close to music here. Sorry, guys. A little too close to music. I'm sorry about that. Going through my phone, I realize I have way, and I mean way, too many pictures. If only I could get rid of all the baseball card pictures. Easy. Oh, straight white day? No, that's colonizer day. That's bigot day. Those days never exist. They're here to move you out of the country. Got it?
Good morning, colleagues. It's a privilege to welcome LA 84 Foundation to the Chambers today, alongside the incredible young people that go there and Sam the Eagle. Sports, play, and physical activities are a vital component of healthy youth development. They help foster well-being and support kids in becoming strong and thriving individuals. Studies across the board consistently show that participating
fucking
in
found it. Jasmine, are you looking? I looked for this fucking thing for 10 minutes, Jasmine.
Enhances cognitive abilities, boosts self-confidence, nurtures leadership skills, and is linked to a greater success in both school and future careers. Studies have also showed that access to these opportunities is not always evenly distributed. Disparities persist across different demographics and socioeconomic groups, and ironically, the youth who stand to benefit the most from physical activities are often
on
those
this
with the
motherfucking
fewest
show.
opportunities.
I don't lie.
That's why we must support the good work of LA 84 Foundation and what they're doing.
Yeah,
to
it just
fill
took
the
forever
gap.
to find it. I have
So on
too many.
June
And remember this
28th,
guy?
We celebrate the National Day of Play. And we're all here today to invite you out to LA 84 Play Day Block Party, taking place right in the heart of the 10th District on West Adams. Thousands of Angelenos from across our city will come together next Saturday to enjoy a day of fun. Last year, it was so doggone hot.
It was
remember? So,
we had cooling stations.
Yeah, we had cooling stations, and it didn't keep anybody from being there. It's a free community event for people.
You don't know what that
of all
is? No, it's not
ages.
Ralphie
So
May.
we
That's
saw
what's his
our
name?
elderly
Mike
folks
from Mike
out
and
there
Molly
with their
show.
Grandchildren
That's Mike.
having a really good time. There'll be live music, art, dancing, dozens of sport activations for all ages. Oddly, last year I found that kids were very interested in the little badminton thing that was going on. Yeah. Oh, is that what it is? Squash. Which was so great because
Yeah, that's
it's
Mike
not
from
an
Mike and
activity
Molly.
that you see in our
I don't think that
communities
show's
too
on
much.
anymore.
There's also
Pretty
great
sure it's
food, and it's all
went
in
for
the
a little while, though.
spirit that's defined
And it
by
helped
the
that chick Melissa McCarthy
1984 Summer
propped her
Olympic
up.
Games, a legacy left in Los
She was
Angeles
Molly,
from
right?
Tom Bradley. The LA 84 Foundation, the Play Equity Fund, and the nonprofit organizations across the state have created Play Day as an annual national celebration. That's a call to action.
Just have too many
uplift
pictures
the
in here, man.
lifelong benefits of sports,
No, that's not
play, and
Paul
movement
Blart.
for kids in all our communities. All kids have
That's somebody
a
else.
right to have safe play.
This is Billy Gardell.
And
I
as
think
a
that's
city,
his name.
it's up to us to eliminate any play gaps. So now I would like to introduce to you my good friend, President and CEO of LA 84 Foundation, and the President of Play Equity Fund.
Want to see a picture of me on my horse?
Simran.
Good morning. Good morning, Council President and honorable members of the Council. Thank you, Councilwoman Heather Hutt, for your leadership on this resolution and for your undying support of the foundation and the work that we do.
That's how it is.
We're
I'll be
true
horse
champions of
riding.
Play
I'm
equity,
a
ensuring
cowboy.
that all children have the right to play. And we are honored by that this body is once
I'm
again
laughing. Look at all these
proclaiming
pictures
June
that I forgot
28th
about.
as Play Day in the city of Los Angeles. So thank you very much. A round
Come on,
of applause
it's this
for that,
guy's
please.
birthday.
The work that we do is always about centering youth and youth voice, and joining us today are youth from the Al Wooten Jr. Youth Center, a grantee and partner of the LA 84 Foundation. The Wooten Center provides free after-school and summer programming
Yep,
to help
Chino's birthday
students
today. I got to
grades
call the worm.
3 to 12
Tell him
attain
happy
grade-level
birthday, worm.
proficiency and promotion, high school graduation, and college and career access and
It's his
success.
birthday today.
So let's give it
Sure
a
is.
round of applause for the kids who joined us today from Al Wooten Jr. Center. You know, our
That's
Play Day, our
crazy.
vision for
'Cause
Play Day
this
starting
picture
back
is
in
from
2017
June
is to
20th,
create a national
2017.
Day of play, a moment where we stop
Today
and
is June
elevate
20th,
the importance
right?
of play to bring communities
2025?
together. And this year, while we're headquartered in the LA
8 years
84
ago?
Foundation corner at Gramercy and Adams, We have 85 organizations and 120 locations across the country who will be joining us on June 28th for Play Day. We believe that in bringing the transformational power of sport play movement to all children, regardless of their race, their gender, their zip code, their ability, their sexual orientation, or their economic status, period. And we also believe in play to bring communities together. The diversity of Los Angeles celebrating on June 28th as a defiance of honoring our joy and not letting our joy being stolen from us. And Play Day honors the spirit, as the Councilwoman mentioned, of the 1980 Summer Olympic Games and around blending culture, community, art, food, and of course, sports, play, and movement. The event will be hosted by NBC Today, LA meteorologist Belen De Leon, and we will be joined by over 20 sports activations, and the game of squash will be making a return trip to Play Day. There'll be skateboarding, archery, soccer, and of course, basketball with the hoop bus. And it would not be a block party without food trucks and music. So we're excited to also bring the sounds of Ozamaltal, the Top Shelf Brass Band. The drummers at Compton will be celebrating our opening ceremonies. The Tiny Humans crew, breakdancing, and DJ Puffs on our main stage. So I hope that all of the council members and the folks within your districts will join us on Saturday at our headquarters, again on West Adams from 10 to 3. It's free and open to all ages and families. I encourage everyone to register at la84.org to secure your spot. Councilwoman, thank you again for this presentation. Thank you for your work to help us close the play equity gap. I hope to see you at the Double Dutch activation again this year, doing your thing. So thank you, council members. We appreciate it.
Rocking to the beat. Thank you so much.
Members of the public, remember to register. It's going to be an amazing day. The registration is just so that they know how much to prepare for. It's not for any other purpose. And then I have a certificate of recognition for Play Day LA, a resolution proclaiming the day of June 28th. It's Play Day in LA.
This is the best picture, though, because I didn't even know what I was doing when I did it.
Let's play.
All right. Thank you so much.
So that's me going like this, peace, in front of Big Ben. Problem with that is here it means peace. Whatever. Cool. Hey. Over there in England, this means this. So when you go like this to somebody, you're going like that to them. So the dude taking the pictures kept laughing. I was like, why are you laughing? He's like, because you keep going like this. And that's what that means. This means fuck you over there. So, yeah. Had to do that. And I didn't really realize that I was doing that like fuck Big Ben. But that wasn't my intention. I was just a dumb American. Didn't know the culture.
Let us know if you'd like to speak for the item that is open for public comment and general public comment, or just the item itself, or just general. You will have up to 1 minute for the only item that is open. Again, that is item number 8 as amended. And up to 1 minute for general public comment. When you're speaking on the agenda item, you must be on topic.
It had something to do with like the archers. Back in the day, they would cut one of your fingers off. So you wouldn't be able to do that. Something like that. So the archers, people that were born arrow shooters, went back that far. If you do not
do so, you will forfeit your speaking time,
and
we will move on to the next speaker.
What's up, Daryl?
Members of the public may also have up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the...
Sorry, it was on the other screen.
Speak to anything within the city's subject matter jurisdiction. I have a couple more announcements. If I could have the interpreters make this first one aloud to the room, please.
I mean, on the other computer, it doesn't.
If you require a Spanish language interpreter, please make sure to pause every few sentences so the interpreters can interpret.
They don't take it like that.
Si usted requiere la interpretación de español a inglés, no se olvide
de dar una pausa
después de cada frase para permitir la interpretación.
Don't worry. We will pause your time while the interpreters are interpreting, so you will get the same amount of time as everyone else. Thank you.
Y no se preocupen, vamos a dar una pausa en su tiempo, así que va a recibir
Well, let's hope we get some more
tiempo
regulars.
que los
Hopefully they were
otros
outside
comentaristas.
waiting for
Just
all
a couple
the
more announcements
presentations
before
to
we
be done.
begin. Please wait until you hear your name called before lining up on your left-hand side of the council chambers. The order in which we take public comment is randomly generated, so it's not necessarily in the order in which you signed up. Again, that is randomly generated. Once
They
you
call
hear your
them
name
cigarettes
called,
there.
You can line up in
I mean,
any
they
order
they
on
use the
your
word
left-hand
fag
side of the
in
council chambers.
in
And one final reminder, there is only
in,
one item that's
France.
open for public comment, and that is item 8. So you can have up to 1 minute for the item and up to 1 minute
I'm
for
pretty
general
sure they
public
just call them
comment. Thank you.
cigarettes over there in at least the UK, at least in like England.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. Let's start with our first public speaker.
I'll begin calling names.
When you go over
Eddie,
to Europe,
Trevor
Paris,
Ariza,
they're-
and Seabuff.
Trevor Ariza? That's got to be Rob Kwan. Yep. There's Rob Kwan right there. Guarantee you he signed up as Trevor Ariza because he's a big Laker fan. Trevor Ariza. I love it. So, yes, that is a term they
Which
do
items
use
would you like to speak to?
in some parts of
I
Europe.
signed up as Trevor Ariza, and I would like to speak on 8 and general
Do
comment.
it.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just looking around the room. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Where have all the council members gone?
That's it.
Maybe they're all just hanging out in the bathroom
So can
back
we
there.
pause this time real
Smoking
quick?
a
So, Mr.
cig.
Kwan, I'm going to ask that you stick to the items for the first minute or your remaining 45 seconds. You're welcome to speak to this during general public comment. Go ahead.
Maurice to go make sure the squawk box is very loud back there. I want to make sure the council president can hear me. Item 8, this is like a really weird preemptive authorization of outside counsel. Wherever Councilmember Yaroslavsky is, I appreciate the amendment, capping this thing at $250K. I do think it's weird that we keep on talking about our response, our liability, and we talk about the federal government. What is the real liability we're dealing with? It's LAPD, them gassing and beating protesters. For fuck's sake, this weekend you saw Jacob Soboroff, of all normies out there.
Who's that?
Aghast at people being brutalized for no fucking reason.
You're welcome.
So let's
Susan.
just be real. This is in response to LAPD liability. This isn't the federal government. I empathize with what you're going
General
through,
public comment.
but you guys control the cops. I really wanted Marquise to be here, and maybe that's why he left. And that is our
Yes,
Charter
Elvis.
Reform Commission. All of the commissioners have been wondering, where is that extra commissioner? They've had a hard time getting a quorum because they only have 7 of them. Back in February, Marquise is the commissioner. Jorge Nuno resigned. Bob Blumenfield has not made an appointment since then. All of the commissioners are frustrated. And the clerk spoke up this week and said, oh, well, Jorge Nuno's resignation was not received until just before our last meeting a week prior. Now, that's funny because that resignation didn't go up, and you can look at it now on the council file. It's dated February 19th. So Marquise Harris Dawson sat on this resignation for 4 months just to block Bob from appointing somebody. I see we
Next
got some
speaker.
more people out here, Grope, but we got to get a quorum check.
So, Mr. Kwan, you know the rules. Next speaker.
I think everybody wants their fucking
Okay.
council members
So,
here.
Mr. Kwan.
True.
This is your first and only formal warning. Please do not disrupt this meeting. I really don't want to. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to? Okay. Mr. Chair, Mr. Kwan has been warned and is eligible for removal if you would like. Go ahead. Which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay. Camera director, can you zoom in? Thank you.
Camera
4 cops committed suicide. 4 cops committed suicide. I'm speaking to you, members of LAPD law enforcement. I see you as fellow human beings doing a job to support your families. 4 police officers killed themselves after January 6th. Just one day. This administration ordered 30 days of chaos in Los Angeles. How many cops are going to kill themselves? The families of these officers didn't receive pensions because their deaths were ruled suicides. Do you know that the Democrats and the Do you know what the Democrats and Republicans did? They gave them medals. The family's medals. Your life, your family is worth more than a medal. This is not red versus blue. This is rich versus poor. Don't fight on the behalf of the billionaires. You have free will. You don't have to do this. You need to support your family. I get it. That's why I'm proposing that City Council, these people right here, allocate funds from the bloated police budget to create the Officer Humanity Fund, a fund that will provide severance packages to officers who choose not to participate in the oppression of their own people.
Speaker,
Please,
your time has
no one's trying to
expired.
hurt you. By the end, if you follow these orders blindly,
your time has expired. We have to move on to the
Speaker,
next
get through
speaker.
your script.
At this point, you are disrupting
Emotional
this meeting because we
damage.
cannot move on to the next speaker. So this is your first and only
Take
formal
your
warning.
speech
Please
and
vacate
go
the
home.
podium so we can move on to the next speaker.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call a few more names. Jess G., Dan B., and Jim G.
And as we wait for the next speaker to come up, members of the public, if you have
freedom-fighting
additional comments,
liberal.
or if for some reason we run out of time and cannot hear you at public comment
Fighting
today,
for the world.
you are always welcome to provide written comments at lacouncilcomment.com. Again, that is lacouncilcomment.com. You can find that URL at the top of every council agenda.
All you have to do is go to URL. You can find
the
everything.
first thing that comes up.
Wait, just URL?
Good
Yeah,
morning.
just
Which
URL.
items
Just
would
put
you like to speak to?
URL. It'll come right up.
I'll speak on the
Robit.
only item.
Robit.
Did you want general as well?
And then general public comment.
So you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
I'll speak to the public at this clown show of incompetence on all available items and general public comment. Item 8 is for the corrupt city attorney to retain outside counsel against the federal government and the orange guy. However, this item being the only item on the agenda is an indication of the extreme level of incompetence of sleazy Marquise Dawson and the rest of this council. In my opinion, this item should include funding for and the solution of this incompetent government causing $256 billion fire damage, and I demand that this language be added. This item should include funding for the outside counsel to help prosecute the corruption of sleazy Dawson, indicted Kern Price, and why this corrupt government has misappropriated billions in homeless funding into their own pockets. In my opinion, this item should be funded by the $1 billion police budget increase given to the LAPD last year by the idiot clowns, causing the current $1 billion city budget deficit.
General public comment?
General public comment. This LA Council is nothing more than a sleazy Marquise Dawson's incompetent, corrupt enterprise of organized crime as evidenced by the $1 billion emergency homeless epidemic emergency. $275 billion fire damage with 16,000 structures and 6,000 homes burned emergency. The Attorney General, the FBI, and the IRS currently in a massive investigation of our corrupt, sleazy council city government's misappropriation of billions and homeless funds. The good news, Dawson and his crew are going to jail. Councilman Englander in prison for corruption. Garcetti's deputy mayor, 12 years. Mark, the 30-year pimp. Ridley Thomas convicted. Racist Asian John Lee indicted for ethics violations. Urin Martinez. Gilbert Cedillo and Kevin Leon ousted for insane racism. Jose Huizar, 12 years for corruption. Curran Price indicted.
Next speaker.
Shout out to Robit Lady.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call a few more names. Carson Bailey, Stacy Segarra Bollinger, and Rob A.
So we got the great
Good
panderer,
morning,
everybody.
Speaker. I assume item 8 and general public comment?
Good morning, sir. Yes, 8 and public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item. I'm going to ask that you do the item first, then you can do general public comment. Go ahead.
I did sign up as former Republican. After what? Let's talk about 8 with the outside counseling. You know, after watching ICE do what they did and watching the abuse, I had to call and I had to resign. I said, how could I be a Republican and watch people being hurt and
You're a
lives
turncoat.
being destroyed? Why wasn't ICE
You were never a
at
Republican.
the riot? At the riots afterwards and taking care of so-called?
You, sir, are a
war
rhino.
criminals? No, they pick on the innocent. And if we're looking at outside counseling, maybe we should try to help those who are being held. And you know, they're just being held, and there's nothing that anybody can really do for them. So as far as outside counseling, let's support and I like something that Ms. Rodriguez said, that
General
we as
comment?
Latinos have to come together financially. Somebody called me a privileged person. He doesn't realize that I came from the streets. He doesn't realize that I work the farms, but he thinks I'm a privileged person because I choose to dress up. Public comment. You know, 2 weeks ago I was here and I was so happy because up in the 12th, in my area on Reseda, they were fixing the wall there, E.T. Park. And then I go over to take pictures, and next time I will bring you the pictures. The workmanship that was done to that wall was the disgrace. Now, if I was to go over 2 more exits to Mason and Cessnon, that wouldn't take place. But on Reseda and Cessnon, it looks like hell. Now, how could, and I can't think that this is a city worker who did this kind of work. It can't be. It can't be, because city workers take pride in their work. But then again, that whole street has been lost. People running around turning tire graffiti, just destroying the community.
Speaker, your time has expired. Next speaker. So,
Tire
Mr.
graffiti.
Candido, we need to move on to the next speaker.
Tire
Please vacate
graffiti.
the podium. Thank you. Next
Old
speaker.
tire graffiti.
Good morning. And what would you like to speak about? Item 8 in general?
Yes.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item. Go ahead.
My comments for the item 8 would be brief. I want to thank our brave law enforcement officers and our district attorney Hawkman for heroically defending the law-abiding citizens of this city against the Democrat domestic terrorists. I'm moving to general comment.
Okay, can we hold his time? I'm sorry, I can't tell who's making the noise.
That'd be
Again,
Candido.
you might
Throw
hear
him out.
He's the
Things
one
that you,
making
hold
the
on,
noise
speaker. Your
every
time is
time.
paused.
Can you
It's
take him
not
out?
your opportunity to speak. So let me address the audience. So for members of the audience, again, this is public comment.
That'd be the
an
rhino
opportunity
back
for
there
public
booing.
comment, so you may hear things that are offensive.
The race
you may
baiter.
hear things that you disagree with. I'm going to ask that you please show everyone the same
Far,
courtesy
I'm surprised
that
he
they
didn't
have
go
shown
just
you,
as far
and
and
do
tell
not
you all the
disrupt
white
public
kids
comment.
came over and did
When we
all
have
the
to
tire
pause and give
graffiti
this
in
announcement,
the
it will
neighborhood.
make you
I know it
eligible
was
for
all
a
the
warning
white
and
kids with
potential
cars.
removal.
I got it.
Sorry, go ahead.
General public comment.
Thank you. You have
Mayor
1 minute.
Bass and Los Angeles City Council members, you are the de facto leaders of these terrorist groups. You siphon public funds into NGOs that bankroll your mercenaries and your campaigns.
Art. That's it, Brandon.
Your sponsored domestic terrorists have been destroying the city for an entire week, and you have the audacity to demand due process. Let me educate you on due process. Due process for millions of legal migrants like me is citizenship. For illegal border crossers is deportations. And for domestic terrorists like you, it's prison. You don't speak for the immigrant community, for the law-abiding immigrant community. You represent chaos, lawlessness, and violence. You are simply a bunch of domestic terrorists. May God bless the United States of America and President Trump for his effort to make this country safe. Thank you.
Next speaker. Mr.
There's a-
Candido, you've been warned
there's a
multiple
real
times
immigrant.
and asked that this is your okay. Well, this is your second warning, and you are eligible. For
Loves
removal.
the country he's in. Not just here for the resource.
Good morning.
Morning, Grow.
Which
Item
items?
8 and general public comment.
Stacy.
So you have 1 minute for the item. And
I
1
want
minute for
song
general. Go ahead.
title
Thank
and
you.
artist.
Item 8 is really interesting, as Mr. Kwan so eloquently mentioned. This mentions legal services based on actions by the federal government. However, all of the liabilities we're incurring are from the LAPD. And while a lot of you are on social media waxing poetic about how if you come for one of us, you come for all of us, and the city stands on immigrants, I don't see any of you, not even you, Ulysses, who have been posting your picture with Councilmember Rahman holding your fist up. I haven't seen either of you speak out against the LAPD or call for a third-party investigation on how they've handled these demonstrations. Also, July 2nd through July 30th is a really big recess. How come y'all get so much vacation? We pay your salary. You should be coming to work a little more often, to be honest. And we don't get, workers don't get that kind of
No, but
vacation.
it's a watermelon
that's
bag.
right, Tracy. I see you chuckling. You don't get, you
Oh.
shouldn't have that long of a vacation. It's kind of bullshit that we have to pay for that. The clock strikes upon the hour when the meeting should begin.
Ooh, Whitney Houston,
but the tardy council never starts at 10 a.m. I can't imagine being paid so much and always starting late. And among your shortfalls,
oh, it's definitely Whitney.
You won't let us call. I want to call into meetings. I want to use the phone
Heard he got
to
it.
share
I want to dance with
feelings
somebody.
About what this
Couldn't think of
council
the title.
is doing. Reinstate remote comment. Spend more time hearing comment. And let us use the phone to make comment. Why are you so afraid of the public? Reinstate telephone comment. We want to call the people, want to call to make comment. We want to call the people, want to call to make comment. How come not a single one of you has stood up to your president and said, bring back telephone comment for accessibility
They're all
to
fucking
meetings?
puppets.
Next
Each
speaker.
and every one of them are
Before the next
puppets.
speaker, I'd like to call a few more names. Natty Casanova, Peltiel, Michael Ebenkamp.
Hey, I'm coming around.
They're all pinche puppets.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to? The item in general?
It's the one about the. Is it the one about the legal counsel?
The outside counsel contract.
Can I
yes.
get that in general public comment?
Of course. So you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Thank you. I missed you, girl. So I think it's really crazy. First of all, none of y'all fucking paying attention, so shame on y'all. That's why you need outside legal counsel.
So Speaker,
That's why you need outside legal counsel. Is because you guys don't pay attention, and one day these people who have the means, maybe even like Candido, I think he can afford more than just a suit, probably some
Can
legal.
we pause this time really quick? So Speaker, that's not what the outside
No,
counsel
I mean,
contract
well,
is
because they're
about.
getting legal counsel, outside legal counsel. I'm saying why they need it. They need outside legal counsel because for that month they're likely to face lawsuits because they're suspended the Brown Act for themselves and the way that they conducted the police, putting them in harm's way and putting the people against them on social media. So they like to play both sides, which puts them in legal trouble because you have cops that got to fight for a workman's comp, got sciatica, crazy back problems, and then you got them acting like they're for the people, the council members going on social media acting like, oh, you know, we stand with you against the police. It's all bullshit. They're using everybody as meat shields to keep the public away from them. It's bullshit. That's why they need outside legal counsel. Public comment. We need a truce. I'm calling on everybody. We saw a couple examples here of people getting into it. We need to put a truce. I know we got some racists. I know we got some activists. I know we got, police that have shot some people. Listen, okay, we need operational maturity. We don't have time for everybody to figure shit out. That time is done. We don't even have time for everybody to do psychedelics, meditate, achieve nirvana, figure out the tax system. We lost all the time for that. We need the cops to one day, soon you will be forced to make a decision to pick a side between the people above you and the people you're supposed to serve. And the public will have to make a decision to put our personal feelings, very valid feelings aside, because we might have to become strange bedfellows with some of these cops and some of these people in these council offices, these council members' aides. We need a truce because what we need to do is do what needs to be done, maybe even occupy these city hall chambers, okay? The public needs to come together. Trump supporter, Democrat.
Speaker, your time has expired. Next speaker. So, Speaker,
Valley
your
Gun
time has
Club.
expired. This meeting.
Does it talk about
We
the
need you
Valley
to
Gun
vacate
Club
the podium
much
so that we
anymore?
can move on to the next speaker.
Wonder if there's still a group. What's up, Terp Sauce? Oh.
And as
He
done
loves to
before,
hop
before
over
you
that.
begin, Speaker,
Don't jump
I'm going
over
to
that.
ask that the previous speaker, please, please, please do not hop over the banister. Again, that is for your safety and for everyone else's safety. Good morning, Speaker. Which items would you like to speak to?
We don't need
I'd
another
like to speak
lawsuit.
about item 8 and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
So for this comment, for item 8, authorizing the city attorney to retain and appropriate funding outside the council as appropriate to assist in any litigation, investigations, or other activities calling for legal services based on actions by the federal government arising between July 2nd and July 30th. I'm just very concerned that it's in a very broad section. We should very much focus more on focusing on ICE arresting people who are like just without warrants or anything like that. Secondly, going into public comment.
You don't need a warrant, idiot.
Let me see. Sorry.
Okay? Any of us can get
I want
stopped.
to speak in regards to the
searched.
in regards to ICE committing raids on our city, especially around the northeastern part of the San Fernando Valley, which is my home of District 7. Witnessing individuals in unmarked vehicles and obscured license plates carrying out arrests is not enforcement. It is authoritarian and tyrannical. These operations are being carried out without warrants, targeting businesses and arresting Latino community members, some of which who are legal citizens. I urge the council to thoroughly investigate these arrests as they appear to have been conducted without due process. I would also call on the council to strengthen enforcement of the sanctuary laws that are enacted to curb these unlawful arrests. It is critical that we uphold these protections and ensure the rights and dignity of all members of our community. Through the use of ways of this, we could even escort immigrants through their locations. I yield my time. Thank you.
Next speaker. Good morning. Which items would you...
It's so funny how these people wanted law and order when the orange guy was in trouble. Nobody's above the law. But illegal immigrants come running into the country, they're above the law. Funny how that works. It's funny. Kind of like I said, your body, your choice when it came to abortion, but not when it came to a shot. Kind of like that. You know.
Like a whole aura of fear around the city because of it. And I think that the people in the government locally should take a more hard line, use more aggressive language, say things like fascist when they see what's going on. I yield my time.
Thanks for your great input.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call a few more names.
Profound as can
Charlotte
be.
York, Daniel Sosa, and Eric Ja.
Next speaker. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Hi, Nati Casanova, and I'd like to speak on all items and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for item 8 and then 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
How proof of that? No, no. I am a legal resident. I'm not resisting. You're breaking my fucking arm.
So that's just a clip of
you and your
me
friend
getting
in your
false arrested
backyard
by LAPD
LARPing?
as a downtown LA resident for violating curfew. For
How do I know what that clip
walking
was from?
around. I was brutalized. I was targeted because they did not like the questions I was asking about the budget and reliability lawsuits. I have been targeted by LAPD for months as an activist and organizer.
Good.
I have been shot with rubber bullets twice in the last month for no reason.
Fantastic.
I have it on video, just using my megaphone, leading a chant. That is my right to free speech,
your
First
Marxist
Amendment, and I was
chants.
shot with a rubber bullet. I'm suing the city just like many other people are, and it's concerning because estimates have been up to like $100 million or more in lawsuits that are coming out of these protests because of the way
Hopefully there's no more money left for you,
LAPD
ma'am.
handled this. And it sucks because it doesn't come out of their budget. It doesn't come out of their
General public comment?
pensions. It comes out of our city money.
That's right. You're getting your own money back,
They need to be held
bitch.
accountable for this. We clearly know that there are gangs within the
Marxist.
LASD and the LAPD, and I know the difference because I'm an activist. I know different officers from different stations. And this station, this unit that specifically arrested me, we're a bunch of thugs. They verbally and physically assaulted me for walking around after curfew, and as a downtown resident, I am exempt. The whole thing was live streamed, and that's just one thing. They have been hurting everybody, targeting journalists, targeting other activists, just exercising the right to free speech. Enough is enough. They need to be held accountable. This money cannot come out of our city funds anymore. They need to have this come out of their pension or their budget because they're not going to stop doing this. On this live stream where I got arrested, false arrested, I literally said, if you touch me, it's another lawsuit. And the sergeant actually said, it doesn't matter. They act with impunity. They think they're never going to be held accountable for this. It's enough. Please do something.
Thank you.
Before the
White
next speaker,
liberal
I'd like to
puke.
call a few more names.
Emotional damage.
Boxer, Lionel Mares, and Brandon Fisher.
Okay, I'm going to ask that the staffer reread those names in just a second. The gentleman who's in the white shirt who just
Karen
stood up
for
and shouted out,
sure.
please do not disrupt this meeting.
Karen alert.
Okay, we're going to give our first warning. If you continue, we will have you removed from council pursuant to Rule 7 and 12.
Thank you.
Oh.
And before we continue with the next speaker, I'm sorry, can you reread those names in
mentally
case,
ill
'cause I
liberal.
actually couldn't hear them because of the sound.
Absolutely. Those were Boxer, Lionel Mares, and Brandon Fisher.
So if you've heard your name called, please feel free to line up in any order on the left-hand side of council chambers. Good morning, Speaker. Which items would you like to speak to?
Item 8 and general public comment, please.
Okay.
Who's
Please
on
begin
his
with the item.
shirt?
You have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for
Anybody
general.
see
Go
who's
ahead.
on his shirt?
Okay.
Okay.
Is that Michael Jackson?
Hold on. I'm sorry. We'll restart your time.
Okay, officers, can you please remove this gentleman for disrupting our meeting?
And that speaker was warned already and has been ordered removed from the meeting. So, Speaker, I'm going to need you to please exit the room quietly so we can continue with public comment. Thank you. Go ahead.
My name is Daniel Sosa. I'm a lifelong resident of Los Angeles. I'm also the biggest LA taxpayer in this room.
Really?
And I really appreciate you listening carefully to my very important public comment.
He's the largest taxpayer.
Yes, item 8, great. Let's do that. But what we also need is a third party related to the protests, is a third party investigation into LAPD's actions over the last 2 weeks. I really don't appreciate getting tear gassed multiple times, arrested for failure to disperse, and flashbang grenaded in my ear, and now I have to go to the doctor for my ear because a flashbang went off too close to it.
Aww.
And I really don't appreciate the violence because I'm just out here peacefully protesting and standing up for my community and exercising my First Amendment right, which is what 99% of the people out there are doing. General comment. LAPD needs to do better. I really appreciate you guys listening to me here.
I bet he is.
LAPD needs to do better and frankly needs systemic change. City leadership needs to do better by acknowledging and addressing the violence that has been unleashed on peaceful protesters, journalists, and even young women just trying to go home. And if civil rights isn't a good enough reason to address this, then let's make it a budget issue. The city can't afford this. Some estimates say that lawsuits from these protests could cost the city up to $100 million. Do better, Los Angeles. Do better by your residents.
Let me guess.
And by the way, let's ban tear gas. It's a chemical weapon under international law, and it's banned for use in warfare by the Geneva Convention. Thank you.
Let me guess, you don't have a job, you aren't the biggest taxpayer, and you want the lawsuit so you can have some money. Get yourself a new skateboard.
Good morning.
Good morning, City Council.
Let me
Lionel
guess.
Morris, General Public Comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
My name is Lionel Morris, a longtime City 6 resident in Madre District and a community and budget advocate with the Neighborhood Council Budget Advocate, speaking as an individual. First, I'd like to congratulate Cheech Marin. Thank you for being here. Wonderful presentation. And I would like to thank Ethics Commissioner Jeffrey Darr and Chief Controller Rick Cole for their public service to the City of Los Angeles. I am the son of immigrants who came to this country to seek a better life. I am the first to attend and graduate college. For that, I am forever grateful for my parents who worked really hard to provide a better life for me and for my community. I stand in solidarity with my community. Our communities have been traumatized by the current raids. I urge the City Council and the Mayor to support our communities from further trauma and suffering. Franklin Roosevelt said, "We are all children of earth. Grant us the simple knowledge. If our brothers and sisters are oppressed, then we are oppressed. If they hunger, we hunger. If their freedom is taken away, our freedom is not secure." And tomorrow's Budget Day, I invite the City Council and the members of the community to attend Budget Day at City Hall. Thank you.
Next speaker. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Be general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
And I would like the council to actually pay attention to me when I'm up here. Thank you, Councilmember Nazarian, for
Good luck.
actually doing so. My name is Brendan, and I'm a resident here in downtown. And I want to start off by saying I understand and appreciate the information you've shared for knowing our rights and how to stay safe in the context of these ICE raids. That said, we have to recognize the fact that they are still masked, not showing identification, kidnapping people off the streets. We have a military that's poised to clamp down on any protesting, and a police force that's too content to use excessive force. So at the end of the day, what does it matter if I know my rights if they're going to be trampled on without a second thought? And for other people who are too scared to even exercise them and are instead hiding in fear. So, City Council, if you would actually pay attention and stop having side conversations, I implore you to find the resolve and find the creative ideas to actually protect the people, not just inform them and sit by and not pay attention. Thank you.
Emotional damage.
Okay, I believe we've taken public comment. I'm now closing public comment on all items. Before we move on to our next item, I'd like to introduce Councilmember Marquis Harris-Dawson for a brief presentation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair and members of the council. I had a very special presentation visiting us from the Melbourne City Council. We have City Councilor Rafael Camillo, who is with us today. He is the first Brazilian immigrant to Australia to be a member of the Melbourne City Council. So we want to welcome him to Los Angeles City Hall this morning.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. I'm pretty impressed of the size of everything that's happening here. And I would like to invite everyone, please come to Melbourne. Everyone's going to be always very well received. And I love America, too. I have been coming here for 15 years, especially LA. And I love Disneyland, too. You know? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Harris-Dawson. I believe that brings us, Madam Clerk, to item number 8.
Yes, Mr. President. Item 8 and the amendment, motion Yaroslavsky Harris-Dawson has been submitted and circulated and is before council now, sir.
All right, Council Sergeants, can you please prepare the council chambers for closed session?
Oh,
We're moving
they're
on to closed
kicking
session.
everybody out. That's it. We're done for today.
So, members of the public, council is going to go into closed session. The council is not in recess, so the rules are in effect. So I would ask that you please expeditiously exit the room. You are welcome to come back after the closed session wraps up.
So there you have it. Into closed session they go. Into closed session they go. Now they may come back, but it doesn't matter. Even if they come back, there's no what do you call it anyways? There's no public comment anymore anyway. So might as well pull the cord here, hit this bag, smoke. See each other later tonight. I gotta say this meeting today was maybe a 2 out of 10, maybe. Pretty weak. Pretty weak. I guess nobody wanted to. I think the people realized going on Friday is a gamble. Why? Because you're giving up your first day of your weekend, right? Not to mention, they know that Friday's the day they bring in all the fucking presentations. So usually you could have fucking an hour and a half of presentations, which today we didn't. It was really just Cheech and the Olympic thing, and that was that. You were done in 25 minutes or something. You know what I mean? So I think that deters a lot of people. Not to mention, of course, the Brown Act violations that are constantly happening, giving people 20 minutes at best to talk. Right? Or say, hey, we'll give you 30, and then they give you 20 and say, oh, we're done with, oh, no, wait, oh, there's still more people. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, we'll give you 4 more. Even though we promised you 30 and we're only giving you 20. So between all that and the randomizer not picking you, because again, just because you signed up doesn't mean you're going to talk. So imagine driving an hour each way, paying $30 to park your car, having to walk all the way to the building, get inside, sign up, sit there, listen to for an hour and a half of bullshit. They start calling names and your name doesn't even get called. And then, yeah, it's all through ad. It's all through ad. So I think that's really the problem with it. I think that is what is the deterrent for people nowadays. And, of course, they refuse to do public comment, but I hope that affects their constituents. The ones that voted for them, the ones that can't make it due to physical issue or they're scared of ICE raids and things like that, so they can't make it in to give their comment. Hopefully that's affecting you too. Hopefully. Only one can hope. There you go. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Life's a randomizer. It is. And you won the randomizer, Billy, just to be able to talk into the chat room and talk everywhere and be in life and exist. You won the life randomizer. You won the race. You were the lucky little sperm. You were faster than all the rest. Apparently we all are. That's why we're here. Just saying. I think that's really where it's at with the city council. I guarantee you, if I went back and looked 2 years back and put a city council on with Mr. Herman and Spindler and Mr. Harlan and Mr. Sachs, and you saw all of what was going on, bro, it was through the roof. It was through the fucking roof. It was through the roof. The public comment was just absolutely nuts. I mean, for fuck's sake. Mr. Spindler showed up to LA City Council with a fucking Ku Klux Klan hood on. He really wore a Klan hood. Made the news and everything. You can fucking see it. And that was 4 years ago, I think. I don't know. Maybe 5. Maybe Daniel remembers. I mean, he literally showed up with a hood on. I mean, that really happened. And I want to say they had was Herb Wesson the president then? Daniel, you watching? Maybe Daniel remembers. I should go on. But again, that's what I just told you, Jamie. Just because I go doesn't mean I'll get picked. Waste all that time to not get picked? Come on. See it happen all the time. And then it's like, who am I really talking to anyways? I'm talking more to the people that are sitting behind me than are sitting in front of me that have the job to listen to me. They're not listening. I know that. Look at Rob Kwan. As soon as it started, Rob was the very first speaker. He was Trevor Ariza. I know you looked. He looked. He said, wait a minute. There's 5 people here. You'd realize there's supposed to be 15, right? That meant 10 left the room. That means you don't even have a quorum. We're not even technically having a meeting at this point. Need to have at least 8 to have a quorum. I mean, yeah, it's a shame. It's a fucking shame. So what am I really going to talk to? Who am I talking to? I'm talking to you guys. I live in LA County and the city. I live in the city and the county. Yeah, man, it's a sad deal. Nothing will ever change because these people have their grips, their locks on the full power. And this is a perfect example of when they told you absolute power corrupts absolutely. Here it is. 4 indicted in the last couple years, just the last few years. And that's not including the ones that got caught on tape saying racist things about lots of different people. There was a lot of people saying a lot of things. Not one of them got in trouble. In fact, you had to wait till one of them got voted out for him to leave. All the others just couldn't take the heat and just left the kitchen. It's too hot in there. Just leave me alone. I'm good. I'm sorry I said it. You didn't even get that. Spindler is the best? No, I'm not saying anything about Spindler. I'm just saying, like, if my point was from that is, Jay Van, is if you watch the LA City Council 3-4 years ago compared to now, it's very docile now. Okay? If we go back and watch a 4-year-old one and see the public comment, you're going to see way crazier shit. You won't see some people like 3-Inch Shrimp. You probably won't see, never saw him, but you'll hear Robot Lady. She's calling in every time. And because back then you still had the call-in, you know? So, yeah. I just think now we're getting a watered-down version of it is kind of what I'm getting at. Now, every once in a while you get a packed room, a large public comment, and it's usually only when the news is there. When something very pressing matter in the city is happening, This news will show up and they'll be in the back room. So these idiots have to be on their best behavior. And they know that the news is there. They're not crazy. They know. They absolutely know the news is there. So those are the times where, oh, we'll give you 45 minutes of public comment instead of 30 minutes, and then they only give you 20 of the 30 because there is no news to make them look bad. But it doesn't matter anyways. The news is on their side, right? The news is all about them. And that's really what it is. Yeah, budget approvals, just, you know, bigger, more pressing matters will get are newsworthy. Other shit really isn't newsworthy. They had to address the riots because the news was all over it. And again, that's why LAPD changed the tactic and shut it down, because LAPD had egg in their face. They looked ineffective. Tons, thank you so much, Tons. Rerun old meetings. Yeah, we can do that sometime. You know, it's just yeah, it's I'm telling you, you'd be surprised to see the difference in the meeting. It is big differences. Thank you again, Tons. Appreciate you. Let me see something. What's up, Betty? Oh, it is all about the grift. Info Warrior, I agree. Absolutely they are. And that's how they do it. They keep it all going together. Because their power. I mean, what's crazy is they've been televising this shit. I mean, bro, I'm looking at one here from December 14th of 01, 24 years ago. And they got 36 views. Here's one from 1/19/2000. Right? LA City Council has 13 views. That's 13 views. Oh, man. Some of these, like, bro, they get no views. Ain't nobody trying to. I'm surprised they even run their chat room. I mean, I don't know if they. Actually, I don't know if they do. Do they run. Any of you guys ever gone inside their room and see if they have, like, their chat room running? Old Chase is greater than an old meeting. Oh, no, for sure. The good thing about watching a meeting, though, that's old is I can fast forward all the way to just the public comment. That's really the good thing about it, if you ask me. You want to see how bad? Remember, they were all different. They were like these motherfuckers were in elementary school. Some of these idiots. Like Paldea, bro, in 2000, that chick was totally like a year old. She's probably about 26, 27. I don't know. Maybe she's 30. Maybe. So what was she, 5? So, yeah. I don't know. How's my cat doing? He's doing good. I don't know why he's not on the screen right now. Should be. There he is right there. Old Fatums. Little stinky cat. 3-inch shrimp soundtrack. Boy, they had a whole different get down, all these different peeps. Really bad. The production was it's worse than it is now, their production. Oh, their camera. It's in like 180p or something right now. Are they even putting public comment up? Bro, I'm telling you, that is Mr. Spiller. How old is this one? Okay, this is only 6 years old. I'm pretty sure that's Mr. Spiller right there.
The arms organization, And I come here today to support the transition to renewable energy, as well as in defense of over
Look at the shot.
300,000 jobs dependent on the traditional energy infrastructure.
It's like 480.
A
P.
2,500-foot setback in oil and
6
gas
years
production
ago.
ties the hands of the industry that needs to be treated with its due respect. Many hundreds of thousands of
Spindler's
people
right
are
here.
depending on a smooth transition from the existing production framework to that of the future. Please, please help trust that future. Please help us make that next step in a considerable fashion. Please remember the very real people impacted by this vote. Vote no on the 2,500 oil and gas production setback. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there Odile Davies? Good morning and welcome.
Mike Hunk. Mike Hunk.
Good morning, American.
If you can just speak a little bit louder, clearer in the mic.
I'm a very soft speaking. I say good morning, American. I came here to speak to you. I refer myself as an immigrant American. I am an American because I married an American. I am a mother of American. But what I see, a woman is not to be abused in the house of his children. I am a mother, I was a wife, but I did not marry the city hall. He worked for the city hall. I did not marry the district attorney. Whatever, I want to know if Lisa is in this house. My husband and I, as a Catholic, he's still my husband, and I'm still the mother of his children. And I am in America legally, but discrimination because you have an accent.
Thank you.
What you have forgotten?
Look at the
is
Spindler. He's
all of
dancing
you
up there. You see?
had someone
Thank
who
you.
came here
Knew it was
and
him.
Time's
suffer.
up. Thank you for
knew it
joining
was-
us. Thank you. Your
I
time's up.
knew that was Spindler.
So with that, that's our final speaker.
Oh,
What's
come
before
on.
us, Madam
Sir,
Clerk?
Council has motions for posted and referral.
They're
Look, she's
posted
still
and
there.
referred.
That clears the desk, sir.
Thank you. Any announcements, members? Mr. Marquise Harris Dawson.
Zydeco band, reggaeton, Jamaican patties out on the forecourt right now.
Sounds really good.
There he
See
is.
you there. Any others? Miss Martinez.
Hold on, what a Spindler. I must have missed him.
Thank you, council members. Thank you, Los Angeles, for the opportunity to speak this morning. My name is Ryan Reza Farsai. I'm a Los Angelian.
Look at him just walking
I'm
around.
a father, and I'm here to talk on number 14. Number 14 is the same thing that's been going on in all the cities and all the counties in the United States of America. What it is the city basically authorizes certain revenues and certain employees that are formerly city employees, and they delegate it to other people. So number 14, they're authorizing the President and Secretary of Board of Recreation and Park Commissioners to execute a proposed agreement with the tavern at Rancho Park LLC for the redevelopment, operation, and maintenance of the food beverage for 10 years and a 5-year contract. They don't tell you how much of that money they can actually spend on the building to improve their operations. They don't tell you how much is the lease. They just tell you how much they're supposed to pay in a 10 years.
That Herman with the backpack?
Now I'm going to talk to you about my 1 minute.
Thank you.
I am a Prince of Los Angeles, an Iberian lineage, Italian, Russian, Hungarian, German, English, which makes me British. But I am a Los Angelian and American. America is a corporation, so I'm here to give you enlightenment. It is set up initially as a democracy. Today is more like a kingdom. Kingdom run by lawyers and billionaires. Take a look at your last 2 presidents. We have 50 governors, 1 president, and 9 chief justices. Essentially, our corporation has 60 kings.
This is 2019.
I'm a student of the golden rule, and the highest
June
golden
21,
rule is forgiveness.
2019.
I am a father.
Today's June 20.
I'm here to pardon the groups that helped the colonization of America by the European kings in the early 1900s
6 years
with
ago
the electricity
tomorrow.
and water rights. Those are the bankers, the lawyers, the title companies, the government, all you Rotarians, all you plumbers, law enforcement, through the flow of water. United States government, I pardon you for all those POW members that went missing and all our lost fallen heroes. Thank you very much. God bless America.
Thank you. Wayne, come on up.
Wayne Spindler.
Take
Wayne,
1
come
minute
on
and
up.
14 and 1 minute.
There he is, Wayne
comment,
Spindler.
Followed by Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy's in there. Dang, Sean from Canoga Park. Look, he's got his puppet.
Okay, go ahead. So, again, the goat has returned. So now we get item number 14. 14 is about a golf course concession. Yeah. Now, the tavern at Rancho Park. Yes. Now, how much does it cost in the tavern to have a little breakfast? Gil Cedillo went there last week. It was so much money, he refused to stay there. That's how much it costs. You rip off the golfers, you rip off the juniors. And what you do at Rancho Park is you don't give seniors and you don't give kids affordable ways to learn how to play golf. You fucking assholes. So that's why we want a friendly amendment, and thank you to Mr. Harris Dawson. We want it down to $500,000 so that kids can get discounts on food. Yes. So now, I'll take it. Thank you, asshole. Fuck you too. All right. Okay, so now, getting back to this, next week, I got a surprise for all of you. You know, and again, you're going to learn the art of subtlety. You should have settled my civil rights case. You shouldn't have filed that phony strep and fobble bullshit TRO against me. You're going to learn why. You're going to learn who I really am. I'm not a man. I'm a fucking cock with 2 fucking arms and 2 legs. That's what you're going to learn. I'm a prick. You're looking at the biggest prick you've ever seen in your life, and you'll find out next week what happens when you play with pricks. What happens when you play with pricks? They piss all over your head. And as far as Mr. Fobble's emergency, he's got an emergency. He's got a date with the FBI.
Thank you. Sean Murphy, you're up. Your time's up.
Look at his face. He's
Now,
all
Sean,
mad.
remember, you pulled a card on 14, so speak 1 minute on 14, and then 1 minute of general public comment. It's good to see you, Sean.
Yeah. F14. I don't want to speak on that.
All right, give him his 1 minute of general public comment.
2 of the train stations are closing down tomorrow due to the construction. That's not right. You should have done it back 6 months ago. People come to L.A. What do they have to do? Take a shuttle bus? It's ridiculous. You see homeless everywhere. Remember Eric Garcetti? I'm gonna fix the homeless problem. You see homeless people everywhere. You see them everywhere. So Eric Garcetti should be recalled.
Okay, we have a Jack, last name N, Jack N, Niklaus. Nope. Last call.
Jack me off.
Okay, so what's before us, members? Item number 14. Ms. Rue, do you have a verbal amendment on 14?
Thank you, Mr. President.
6 years later.
For item number 14, I'd like to move to receive and file this matter as the Board of Recreation and Parks Commissioners rescinded its approval of the negotiated agreement.
As a force, Ms. Rodriguez, just
14.
Fuck you. Park.
Oh, too good. That's what I'm saying. There's definitely some good stuff in here. We just need to go back and dig through it a little bit. I guarantee you, though, we'll find some good stuff. We will. I want to see Donald Harlan, too. I assure you, Donald Harlan's in here. I don't got to go back. I mean, this was 6 years ago that I just went back. I know I saw Donald, 3 years ago, maybe? You know, I don't know, something like that. Okay, let's see. What are we talking, like 2022 maybe? Let's just say 2022. Let's see if it comes up. I'll search that in that thing. Okay, here we go, 2022.
Super exciting.
You go to the public comment. So that Oh, man, is this?
The next speaker is Carly Kirshen. You signed up to speak on item number 9 in general public comment.
Yes, thank you. Hi there, my name is Carly Kirchin. I'm an organizer with Unite Here Local 11. I want to speak about the prejudice that the Hotel Association expresses against the unhoused. The hotel operators would have you believe that every person experiencing homelessness is so sick that they are a danger to the people around them. But this argument misrepresents who is actually experiencing homelessness.
Remember, this is COVID.
In fact, the hotel's own
Everybody's
employees
got a mask
are
on.
some of the most impacted by our housing crisis. We have thousands of members facing eviction today. We have members who have lost their car.
Item number 9.
My name is Chris Wilson.
I'm just gonna have to dig through these.
Should this
Find
ordinance
some,
become have a similar
find some of the
state-
regulars, you know.
A
lot
and I
of
want
digging.
to
Un
speak.
momentito, déjeme conseguir el
Look at how
traductor.
packed it is.
Oh no, good morning. I confused. Good morning. My
Crazy.
name is Isa.
That's wild how packed it was.
Yes, I did. Council members, thank you all for the opportunity
Look at
for
both
me to speak.
sides.
Thank you so much. My family has owned hotel for about 45 plus years. My day, don't meet.
Well, remember, this is right after the in
We
the heart
are
of the
looking more
pandemic.
towards the money and less on the lives of the people of Los Angeles.
And you got to remember, we were locked down longer than anybody. We were forced to wear masks. If you wanted to go into a place like this, you were forced to. You wouldn't be able to go into stores and shit. You had to wear your mask. You wanted to come in here, you wanted to talk, you had to wear your mask. They forced you. That's how it
You
was.
signed up to speak on item number 9 and general. This speaker.
Proposal will place an unfair and undue burden on hotel employees. Our outstanding housekeepers are not public service providers and are not equipped to
I
handle
don't
the
use a MacBook.
inevitable
I
health
have
and
a
safety
MacBook
risks.
Helix for a second computer here for the second screen, but the other one's just a regular Mac computer.
Los Angeles streets. These are not possible just situations that they are inevitably. With the recent
No, this is from
mandated daily room cleaning, our
August 5th,
housekeepers will be forced to enter these
2022.
rooms and put themselves in harm.
Maritza, I'm going to go ahead.
Distressed passengers that are coming into our city.
No, I said.
Hold on.
Here in the city of Los Angeles.
It's getting spicy
These
there.
changes
Hold
will
on.
impact the long-term future of the tourism industry and the city as a whole on many different fronts. Given the broad scope of this ordinance and the unique concept that it encompasses, we believe that it is critical that all
Yeah, this is
Angelinos be
almost
given
3
the
years ago.
opportunity to have input on this decision. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we were locked down the longest. They closed the businesses down for the longest in the entire country here. And that's why
And that
all
will
of what we
conclude
see
public
now.
comment for today's meeting, members. We're going to go ahead and vote on the following items. No, I said,
She's angry.
Mr. City Attorney.
So the minimum amount of time we have for multiple public comment is 20 minutes. We've done far, far more than that. You know, if we took everybody in the room, we'd be here for another 3 hours. So the
All right,
president.
members of the public, we're going to get to vote on these items. Members, we're going to vote on items number 5 through 8.
See, they've been pissing
items
people off for
11 through
years.
4. If you continue to disrupt this meeting, I will ask you to leave. We're now going to, no, excuse me, ma'am. I'm going to ask
pretty
the
sure
sergeants
that's
to remove
Nuri
you from council
Martinez.
chambers if you don't be quiet. Thank
She's
you.
one of the ones that got
We're
in
going to
trouble
vote on the following
for
items,
saying
members.
all the
items
bad
5
shit
through 8.
on the
Items
tapes.
11 through 14.
She left.
Items 16 and 17, please open the roll.
She got caught being racist on
Close
the
the
tape.
roll.
I'm pretty sure that's her.
Tabulate the vote.
Not positive.
12 ayes.
We're going to vote on item number 9 as amended by Mr. Blumenfield and second by Mr. Buscaino. Let's open the roll.
She's angry. You could tell.
Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
You can hear it in her voice.
11 ayes, 1 no.
Voice inflection.
Item number 10. We're going to vote on item number 10 as amended. Let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
She's power tripping.
12 ayes.
Yep.
Let's move on to item 15. This was cross special by both Mr. Blumenfield and Mr. Koretz. Mr. Blumenfield, you didn't want to speak on this item, but I believe Mr. Koretz did, right? So, Mr. Koretz?
We're not watching anyone. You can just tell, like she threw her pen down. She's angry.
Yes, thank you, Madam President.
Threw her pen down, turned it. You can just tell by the body language. Oh, what? You're not doing exactly what I say when I say it? You better stop playing. I'm in charge here. You better remember that. You better remember that.
Unless you have a specific safety concern.
Good times, huh? Good to see shit ain't changed. Ain't nothing changed but the date and time. Ain't nothing changed but the date and time. See, I went back. I don't see them. I'm looking for some of these like slower days. I don't see any of the regulars in there. At least Mr. Sachs, Mr. Herman, or is that? Hold on, is that Mr. Sachs right there?
Community impact.
It is. Holy shit.
Again, you're refusing to allow the community to have any input on any of these items. Of all,
sir.
Actually, one second. If you want to talk on item 3.2, you may.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Minutes, Madam Clerk. Go ahead, sir.
Actually, one second. If you want to talk on item 3.2.
Start with his 3 minutes, Madam, through 14. Cards for items 6 through 14, and general public comment. Start with his 3 minutes, Madam Clerk. Go ahead, sir.
Actually, one second. If you want to talk
Look
on
at
item
Mr.
3.2,
Sachs,
you may.
bro. He looks young right there.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, Arnold Sachs. I'd like to talk to a couple different items. First of all, out of all the 13 items on the list, only 2 of them have community impacts. Again, you're refusing to allow the community to have any input on any of these items. I'm concerned about that. Number 1 refers to an ordinance every year for weed abatement.
Hi, Diane.
Why do they have an ordinance every year for weed abatement? It's an annual abatement program. Do you have ordinances every year for every item? No. You have an ordinance. Why don't you put an ordinance together and put it in the city charter that it's in the city charter as a law? I'm concerned about number 13. It deals with the water and power company. And I'm concerned why they discontinued the pilot program, which was a payment in lieu of them paying taxes on their property. And I'm wondering why they don't have a pilot program for both the Department of Water and the Department of Power, which are actually 2 separate departments under one heading. You should think about that. And number 10 refers to redevelopment projects. And I thought the state did away with the redevelopment corporation about 5 or 10 years ago. And that the AB 1290 money that should be going into the council districts is instead going to the councilman office. And there's more money that goes to the council offices instead of the council districts. And I think that community input would be really important on the availability of those funds. I'm also concerned about item number 6. They want to create a CEQA panel. Why don't they stop building instead of waiting 3 years to discuss the revisement of CEQA? We want clean air now. If you go outside and you see how dirty the air is, you'd be killing yourself. And I think before they do that, then they're going to go ahead and decide what kind of laws we need. So it'll be 5 years before they decide to get clean air. And that's a little bit too long. They should be looking at cleaning up some of these refineries. And then I'm also concerned that the government has given out, last year they passed $1.9 trillion pandemic relief. And the year before they had a CARES Act when the government was shut down because of the SEIU. And they gave $20 trillion for the different CARES packages. There was a CARES Act package. There was a Crown Act package. There was quite a few. There was a PPP package. There's like $30 trillion that has been allocated by the government. Where's the goddamn money?
Okay, Mr. Sachs, move on to general public comment. Give him a minute. Thank you.
Okay, general public comment. So I've been picking up a lot of articles, and this one is about the novel coronavirus. And this one states that the Orange County and LA County has dropped the mask mandate. But this one says federal law requires a mask mandate. So which is it? Is it a federal law, and who enforces the federal laws? And this one is about DASH. And this is DASH, D-A-S-H. But if you look at the buses, it doesn't say DASH on the buses. And who the hell is MV? That's a private transportation company. Who owns MV Transportation? And why are you paying private transportation to provide public transportation in the county and the city of Los Angeles? Don't you care about where your money's being spent? Oh, wait, that's the people's money.
Thank you, Mr. Sachs.
I love him.
I want to find out what the definition
Next
of
speaker
trillium
is
is.
Monsignor
What the fuck
Cox.
is trillium?
Diane, we went back, and I just was looking through some old videos. This is from 2002. Just happened to find a quick little Mr. Sachs thing in there. We're looking for some old public comments. I gotta do it myself. Just go through them. I'll find some good shows. I'll put them up, and then we can watch them one day, you know.
Good morning. You filled out a card for general public comment, and you have 1 minute.
Thank you. President Martinez, Councilman Cedillo, and honorable council members. My name is Monsignor Cox, and I'm the Executive Director of Catholic Charities of Los Angeles, and we're the social arm of the Archdiocese of Los Angeles.
That's Nuri Martinez, right, Daniel?
And I'm speaking to you this morning
Am I not crazy? Is that
a
Nuri?
letter I received from the Culture Heritage Commission regarding the proposed designation of property owned by Catholic Charities located at 846 South Union Avenue
Thank you,
in
Herdy.
Pico Union, Westlake area.
Confirmation.
And they want to designate
be fun,
the
right,
building
Juice?
as a historical cultural monument. Catholic Charities objects to the proposed designation. I would like to give the clerk later on.
I want to find some Donald Harlan stuff.
Go ahead and finish your thought, and if you have any documents to hand to us, we can have one of the sergeants
Yeah, see,
get it
this is
from
the
you,
chick
and we'll make sure we
that
circulate
got in
it.
trouble for saying a lot of bad stuff
I would
on
like,
a
that our
phone
goal
call.
in purchasing the property just
Well, I don't know if it was a
before
phone
the
call. I think
pandemic
somebody recorded them in a
is to
room.
build
I
a
think that's what
community
it was.
center with the
They were all
indoor
in a room
gymnasium,
talking a lot of racist
youth
shit.
homeless housing,
She got in
and
trouble.
outdoor athletic
She just
field
left.
for the Pico Westlake community. Catholic Charities has determined that if the property is designated as a historical cultural monument, Catholic Charities will suffer substantial hardship, which will deprive Catholic
I don't even remember
Charities
Dollhouse,
of
dude.
appropriate
I don't know who that
use
is,
of the
dude.
property in the furtherance of our religious mission, reasonable use of the property, and economic return on the property. We note that depriving Catholic Charities of the use of the property in furtherance of our mission deprives the people of Pico Union Westlake of safe recreational spaces, housing, local services,
Thank you.
and
Oh, so Gil
Thank you.
Cedillo,
Wh-
Kevin
whatever
was there,
document you
Nuri.
have, please, the
Sergeants,
will
can
pick
you
it up.
please, the sergeant will take the document from you, and we'll make sure it gets circulated. Thank you very much.
Man, if
Next
you know the
speaker is
date,
Kelly
Daniel,
Cliff.
please let me know, Daniel. I got to look that up, and then we'll show it
You
another
have
day.
1 minute of general public comment.
Good morning, City Council. My name is, as you said, Miss Kelly Cliff. My father, Walter Cliff, murdered. He reside in the Southeast Police Station Division. I continuously made complaints about Los Angeles police officers.
I remember her.
Allowing people to break in our home.
She got
allowing
raped
people to break in our garage.
by LAPD.
And also 77 Police Station and Los Angeles Police Headquarters. Continuously made complaints prior to my father, Walter Cliff, being murdered. Los Angeles police officers harassed me And when they found out that I was a virgin in my, they found out in my 30s. I'm not a homosexual, not bisexual, never have been. I'm a Christian woman raised by Christian parents, Walter and Liberta Cliff. I was harassed by Los Angeles Police Department. Walter Cliff, my father, gets murdered. Please look up Kelly A. Cliff versus Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, Stanley
way longer
Moss
than
Court.
even this, BJ.
The case number is
10 years at least.
21 STC V06 217.
Thank you. Next speaker is Rick Fields.
No, I'm talking about where this guy you're talking to Dollhouse guy is. I don't remember that guy.
Mr. Fields, I realize you filled out a card for item number 2. That's already been voted on?
Yes.
But if you wish to speak in general public comment on this item, you may do that at this time.
No, I can pass it this time. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Thank you so much. Next speaker is Winnie.
No, you don't have to wear a mask. Got to remember, this is during the shamdemic, like right in the middle of it. And we were closed down in here longer than any place in the country. See, that's what I'm saying. Unless you were here, you don't remember.
Good morning. You filled out
You
a card
guys
for
didn't
general
have to
public
wear that
comment.
shit
You
for
have
very
1
long.
minute.
We did.
Good morning.
We were forced.
I'm so sorry that Councilman Cedillo is not here.
Can you get a little closer to the mic so we can hear you better?
Yes, I'm so sorry that Councilman Cedillo is not here. I have something that I would like to...
I wish I knew what year those
This
were.
is my first time.
I'd put it up.
Go ahead. I have something that I would like to submit to...
That's funny, Daniel.
To his
for him
office?
To please read, if Mr. Cedillo could please read this and...
Okay, why don't you go ahead and hand it to this gentleman right here? Mel, can you please?
If I could get a response as well, thank you.
This gentleman works for Mr. Cedillo, and
Thank you
we'll
so
make
much.
sure he gets it.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
2,000?
Members, that concludes public comment for today's meeting. Let's go ahead and vote on items number 1.
Yeah. See, what it really is I need to find somebody who's good at editing and likes to edit. They go through these and make us a crazy, well, I guess that would be a lot to pay for a one-time use. You know, I guess it's probably might be better for me to just find the better ones and then kind of like, you know, keep the tabs open and then we can watch each one as you know what I mean, one day. I think that's probably the best way to go about it because it's too expensive to have somebody go through it all, you know. I'm just trying to find some good ones of Donald Harlan, dude.
Park spaces.
It's been a while. I can't remember the last time I've seen Donald Harlan. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. This is not even a meeting. It's 3 hours of them not even in the meeting. Like, what's going on? There's nobody in the chambers. Why put that up? Why put that up? Jesus Christ. So they were even doing Zoom meetings. That's what it was. See, these fools were literally doing Zoom meetings during the scamdemic. And this is how you had to watch them. Okay? Hold on. God damn it. Why isn't it doing that? Why isn't it pushing it back when I want it to? See? You see? Just see? Alright, whatever. So yeah, we'll get it done. We'll do it. I'll get it done. I'll figure out. God damn it. For the right fucking screen. Thank you. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I'll spend some time. I'll find a couple good ones and we can watch that. Is that just a thing though? Is that just a clip? Yeah, that's just a clip of that though. I can't play that, Daniel, only because, again, that clip can get a copyright. I got to play it from theirs. I got to find their, you know, I just got to go back that far, like I said, and search through it. It just takes time. It's time consuming. But also with that, I can also find some new drops and stuff to put in, and so, you know, we'll get something more out of it than just that. That's exactly it, Bob Jones. It's a beautiful place run poorly. That's it. That's all it is. And it goes to show you where DEI hires get you. This is what you get. A city that's in shambles. And that's what you have. So when you don't hire on the basis of merit and when people deserve it because they're the best for the job, you don't have people that are competent running the show. Yeah, so like I said, you know, that's really the whole gist of the thing. Too much corruption, you know, and they're nothing will change with that because again, they're you know, it's all the same. They're never going anywhere. These people are always going to be there, and that's just going to be that. Take a look at this. Look at the fucking June gloom. This is at the beach live right now, Santa Monica Beach. Gloomy. It's a gloomy morning. Stinks is asleep. There's the pier, Santa Monica Pier, the Ferris wheel and all that. Actually, the end of Route 66 right here. That pier is the end of Route 66. And then you can see all the way down to Manhattan Beach, and Dockweiler and all that. And hazy there too. Gotta love the June gloom. Well, be gone by the next month. Maybe a little more. Won't be gloomy anymore. Kitty swimming. He hates water. That's one thing you'll never get Stinks to do. Is go in the water. You don't like that. I mean, you could literally have your hands wet, just finish washing your hands and like flick water. Anything hits him, just one little drop. He's licking himself wherever it dropped, clean himself off. You know, happens sometimes when I'm like getting the dishes ready for the put them in the dishwasher. This fool's right up on me, and one little bit of water drop falls off the plate, blink, and he gets all crazy. Get us Jason back? Well, hey, I mean, like I said, I want public comment back for everybody. That way, not just Jason, that way everybody can call in. You know, the people across the city. Not my fault. It's not my fault that they deprive the people. It's their fault. I mean, it's not like they can't afford it. It's not like it costs more. It's not like that. It's not already a capability they don't already have. Right? They have it. Just need to use it. In fact, we paid for it, and they're not using it. Just like we paid for their randomizer and never showed us either. I'd love to see the randomizer in action. Just show me a picture of it. I want to see it. I want to see what it looks like. Is it a randomizing software? Show me. Show me the screen. Screenshot it. In fact, I'd like to see every name that was called last meeting. That way I can match them up. Can I have a paper printout of that? I want to see. Because again, we paid for it. Now look, there's still a lot of people out there. Still nice, even though it's not the most sunny day. But this is the kind of day that gets you burnt too. You don't think about it. You're like, it's fucking overcast. Next thing you know, you get sunburnt like a motherfucker. Nothing moving, man. I don't see the roller coaster going anywhere. I think he's checking the track. I can see him walking down the track right now. Ferris wheel ain't going anywhere. We got some people sailing. Take me away. A little sailing.
Sailing takes me away.
I'm sailing. All right, I'll do one more with you, and that's it. Because I got to do a show tonight anyways. Dork. Dorcas. But I see you. see. People fishing. That's their name, Beach. I mean, shit, it's like, what's his name? A queef gobbler. I know queef gobbler sends me money, so I have to say thank you, queef gobbler. So that's all I'm saying. In this day and age, some people have some normal names. Like, hey, it's Damon. And it's, Dildo Dan. I'm not going to choose between calling him Dildo or Dan. There you go.
Smoke.
All right, last one. Love the full names. Yeah. People are out there having fun. They're in the water. People swims in. I mean, I wouldn't eat anything out of there. That's fucking Santa Monica Bay. It's pretty nasty in there, I would assume. But people eat the fish. I know there's people that are on that pier taking fish home for sure. What the fuck? I'm cooking it. I cook it. It kills everything. I just wouldn't be all about eating them. Santa Monica Bay fish. Considering that about, 10 miles south right there, you have Dockweiler Beach, where they have waste plants. And they literally push the shit and piss into the ocean. I told you about the story, so. Yeah, the bay is not the greatest. And at least if you're going to be here, you go all, you usually go to get the bottom fish, like the halibut. Otherwise, you ain't going right here. I take my ass way out to Catalina Island that way. You don't eat anything in the water anymore for any reason? Well, I mean, I get it that, there is a lot of pollution in the ocean. It's fucking sad, to see what they're doing out in the middle of the ocean. All these companies dropping their garbage and shit out there. It's fucked up, because nobody ever gets caught. Nobody gets in trouble for it. And the fish and the marine life fucking pay the price. Sad deal. What's up, Pete? Sad deal. Catalina is nice. It's a nice little place. It's great fishing in the backside of Catalina. I mean, not to say you can't fish the front. You can, but it's a lot of the traffic from the harbor coming in and out, and I don't know. It's just better. It's more calm in that sense, or at least better fishing in the backside. I'll just leave it at that. And it isn't that long of a boat ride. Flounder stuffed with crab meat baked. Right. Breathe in the toxic soot. Yeah, I mean, the fires for Palisades is over there. I mean, you can see it. You can see the scar marks. I can see it from here. When you see that little ramp, like that clear looking, what almost looks like a ramp on that mountain right there, that's Palisades right there. You can see many burned homes there that are gone. You can see the scarred hillsides. And some of it did go in the water, and that's another reason why. Because, again, they didn't clean it up. It rained. All the rain made mudslides. Mudslides go work their way into the sewer and now into the ocean. Now you have that soot and all that garbage floating around in the water, killing the marine life. Like I said. All their fault, all the city's doing by not fucking, getting the perfect storm going for them and not doing anything about it. And by the way, just yesterday, they cleared the final area. So 6 months later, you're finally able to just go to your house. Like your evacuation order is finally lifted. So you can go back to your house. Now you can start your cleanup. Now that we gave you 6 months to sit on your hands. And I assure you, the $750 they gave you certainly didn't pay for 6 months in a hotel room or on your friend's couch or in somebody's guest room. Didn't pay for any of that. Damon, you catch up on eBay the last few days? Not really, JJ. It's been really hectic. I've been trying to get it done, so I mean, I have been listing. I only listed 9 cards yesterday. Terrible. But I'll get 50 up today. Trying to get there. Just listed a few hundred. Yeah, I wish I could, JJ. You know, the riot things really threw me off. Too much streaming, too long, too tiring. Set me back. So I'm still digging my way out of that hole. It is what it is. I still have plenty of cards to put up. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of cards to put up. So the way I look at it is it's a marathon and not a sprint. And so I just, however I get up, however many I get up today, I get up. If I don't get any up, oh well. Because I don't want to burn myself out, you know. They're on the way, Jasmine. If you haven't got them yet, you should have. Your cards had already been sent, Jasmine. The same day. Thank you, JJ. Burnout is no joke. That's it. You will burn out on something you don't like. Well, I mean, it's not that I don't like listing cards. It's just that it's, you know, it's not the most fun thing to do. There are other things that are more fun. Thank you, JJ. I mean, I have a lot of cards you guys have never seen. Those are all the ones that I'm keeping. I'm never selling. You know, don't care. Unless I'm broke and I need to eat. And I guess I'll have to sell them. But other than that, I ain't selling those. All the ones you see on eBay are all ones I don't care about much. They have value, but I just, again, they're other players, other teams that I don't really care for, or extras. You know, sometimes you'll have more than one card that you like, so you just keep one and sell the rest. So it is what it is. Just found out Jetpack Joyride is playable on YouTube. Get it, Polo, get it. You only like older cards? Yeah, vintage are nice. I like vintage. Yeah, it takes time to. I mean, eBay is a full-time job for a lot of folks, and it's not for me. I don't have I don't have time to dedicate it that way, but I seem to get it done. You know, sold quite a few packages, and you know, I don't sell a whole lot, probably 10 packages a day, 10 cards a day, 10 to 20. I'd say 10 to 20 cards a day is about what I average. There might be a day where I sell 62 cards. I mean, it happens, you know. It's just I'd say I'm an average of that, and even with that average, I do well every month, so I'm happy with it. But it is a lot of work, you know what I mean, to keep everybody happy, to find cards that are missing, and all the other bullshit that goes on with eBay scamming. All that other bullshit. But, yeah, it is what it is. Your main source of income is on eBay? Yeah, a lot of people that way. eBay is a great tool in that sense, you know. It also affords you the ability to do something else, and then yet eBay's still there selling. Like, I'm selling cards, but yet I'm doing smoke and scam. You know what I mean? So it affords you that ability. If I had to have a baseball card shop, a brick and mortar, I'd have to sit there and watch it and hope that it doesn't get burglarized and robbed, and deal with people talking to me all day and this, that, and the other, and customers and ringing shit up. So much to do. Paying bills, all of that. Sorting. I don't have to do any of that. Here I can just get it all done at home. So much nicer. There are a lot of scammers on eBay. They've done a decent job, but at least with me, when I get scammed, I'm only getting scammed for a card that's a buck or two, and then eBay pays me for it. They do. They pay me. We're just going to eat the $2. Okay. 'Cause I don't care. You know what I mean? So, there's a lot of people hate it, and I think it's fee bay too. They keep raising the fees. It's not good. There's some downside to it, but you got to realize the upside too. Look at it from every angle. Who else is going to give you a customer base that's worldwide that big? Nobody. There isn't. Nobody. And that's worth something. The exposure is worth something. You know what I mean? That's why I tell people that want to sponsor the show. Sometimes they say, well, you don't have any sponsors. Yeah, because I don't want them. Or that I don't feel like they're the ones that do want to sponsor are right for the show. And then I can explain to them that exposure is everything. We got 2.5 million views on YouTube this month. It's not the most. I mean, shit, Asmongold gets that on every video, I bet. Okay, but I'm not Asmongold, but that's still worth something. 2.5 million views just on YouTube, okay, equates to over 3.5 million on all the sites. When we're all said and done, that's worth something. That's a lot of eyes. And not everybody can give you that. So a lot of people don't want to pay for that. So it's the same thing with eBay. You got to pay a little bit to get that exposure. They've figured out how to make that exposure. Shit, if you had a site that's better, let me know and I'll go on it. It pays less. It pays more and has less fees and all that. I'm ready. I'm down. That has more buyers. I'm ready. eBay buyers sometimes ask my wife to take pictures of her wearing what? It's moving on. Oh, yeah. Wearing shoes she's selling. She bought. Oh my God, yeah, that's weird. Yeah, because somebody wants some weird feet pics or whatever. I bet there's got to be some weirdos out. There's definitely weird motherfuckers out there. I deal with weird people all the time. Trying to sell a card for $1.99. It cost me $1 to send it. By the time I 69-cent stamp and a top loader and a team bag and the envelope and the thermal stamp, you're talking $1. So what am I making? Then I'm making 99 cents. Then I got to pay eBay, right? So what am I making? 40 cents on the card, maybe 50 cents on that one card, and these people will just give it to me for. Will you do it 99 cents? No, because it cost me that to send it to you. Well, why won't you do that? Well, I said, because if I'm in the business of losing money, I might as well just walk down the street, find the first kid that I can find and say, here's some baseball cards, kid. And not lose any more money and waste time. So again, my time isn't worth anything sometimes to people. So. Views are fake too? Well, they're not fake if you don't buy them. So there is that. So I've never bought a fucking sub. It took me 8 years to accomplish what one streamer did in a week. So if I'm buying views, I'm not buying the right ones. Okay? No bot followers, no bot subs, none of that. I worked where I got. And I'm not saying you're saying that about me, TJ. I'm just saying they do have fake, because again, people can buy bot views and subs. And you know some accounts that have done that, TJ. I'm sure you have. And you can see it. You can see that they went from here, where they normally were, all the way up to here, and they didn't show you anything of substance. There was no LA riot. There was no bombing of some country. Nothing crazy that they showed you. Nothing. But all of a sudden, they're up here. And then you go in the room, and the room's barely moving. They're barely talking. Okay, how many times have I had to slow down the goddamn chat just this week? So, that's all I'm saying. You can tell. And those accounts play themselves. Because what they don't realize, I'm guessing, is that the algorithm for YouTube will show, well, wait a minute. They have 2 million subs. But wait, only 200 people come and show and watch their videos. Why is that? How can that be? You're telling me everybody that subs them doesn't want to watch them? So it's telling the algorithm, well, that nobody likes this. They may follow it, but they don't like it, so I'm not going to recommend it. So now you're never getting any new viewers. You're only getting whatever you bought and whoever found you. And now you're stuck. So you're just playing yourself when you do those stupid things. You might as well just go through it all and do the hard work. And, numbers are just numbers. There's always going to be a higher number to obtain. So don't be fixated on that. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense. That's why I don't care about, how many this subs, that subs. I mean, it's fun. It's nice. It's awesome. But I'm not going over and over and over it in my head about it. I don't care. Yeah, Dr. Remulak, it was a crazy game yesterday. I think the next Padre-Dodger series will be a fun one to watch for everybody. That's it. Smoke and scan, not smoke and scam. That's it. Yeah, and again, you can always go, what's that site you can go and look at where everybody's followers? I know I forget the name of it. It's on, it's a YouTube site where you can go and check any YouTube that you watch, any YouTube channel you watch. You can see all of their aggregate of how many people watch, how many subs they got, and then you can see where some are just flatlined like this, and then all of a sudden they have this huge bump, and then back to the flat line. That's how you can tell the fake accounts. And then you look at that bump. What happened in that bump? Shows you the time of the day. Look up the date. What big happened on this day? Nothing. So, just saying. Forget the name of it. They're always lagging, Jasmine. USPS is the worst. In fact, they're supposed to be open till 7 o'clock yesterday, so you can get to your P.O. box and drop off stuff. And I normally go later. And, of course, I went there at 6:20 yesterday. And fucking door was locked. 40 minutes before it was supposed to be. So, yeah. I mean, the USPS is... the people that know how to run the mail that have been there 30 years are all leaving. They're done. They've got their pension. No reason to be there anymore. They're going to sit home, make good money, and that's that. All the young bucks who don't like the job and don't care and don't give a fuck are the ones running it now. And that's why I get packages sent back that are overweight. I pay for 2 ounces, and I look, and I put it on the thing, and it's barely an ounce, 1.1 ounces. And I say it's overweight, but I purchased 2. How could it be overweight if there's 2 ounces purchased? Wouldn't that mean it needed to be over 2 ounces? Well, no, it's because of the size. Well, it can fit through that slot, right? Well, yeah. Well, it's because it's not machinable. They always have another excuse for you. Always got another one. That's it. I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. It's Friday night. It's Friday. Enjoy your day and your weekend, especially if you can't join us. I understand. But we will be live tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific time, so please adjust your time zones. Thank you for the likes, the love, the donos. Thank you for the thumbs ups. They work and they are free. Hold on. That's crazy. All right, so I'm out of here. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys at 8. Be good. Bye.
This party is officially over.
See you guys. I'm going home.
Bye. Look, Stinks is there. Bye. Say goodbye to him.